Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Shem Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. All right, so this is a continuation of the last live because Esau, of course, he got mad, so he had to clip my live again. Just I didn't even end it. I was yeah. This devil been clipping my live when I'm gone from my live. Even though I didn't end it, this devil will clip my live, and so this devil, he's mad. Hold on, hold on. All right, so yeah, this devil's mad. For bringing out this truth. So that's how this devil responds. It's all according to prophecy. The famine of the word is here. Well, it's pretty much it's almost here. It's almost here actually. It's getting harder and harder to push out the word. You know, but yeah, hey, while we can still do it, we're still gonna do it. And yeah, hold on. Yeah, and so Amos 8:11 is down to 14, and so it's in full effect. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try to find that I'm trying to find that specific law, like that specific clause in the Affordable Care Act about that about class 2 devices and shit, which would include an RFID chip, I believe. Yeah, yeah, that's a class 2 device, RFID chip. So, and it's used in the medical industry. We already could be class 2 or class 3, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. It it's yeah. It's used in the medical industry too. They use it. So yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, so they can't say, oh, you're going from implantable medical devices to implantable medical human human GPS, whatever, because it's established. It's actually been established that it's actually a medical device itself involved in the keeping of people's medical records. But Esau's gonna try to damage control them. You already know it. Let me okay, class 2 devices. Let me look that up. to class 2 medical devices. It's class 2. Mm-hmm. And let me look up Obamacare. See if they have it in there. See if they have it in there. Oh, fuck, bro. National Medical Device Registry. Oh, fuck. Ah. Ah. Ah, shit. I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find it. Maybe someone posted a fucking screenshot of it. Who knows? Cause shit. The fuck? Damn. Can't even find that shit. All right, so couldn't find an article or even a screenshot of that, but which is weird as fuck. I couldn't find the whole law, but Ace, it's there, it's there. And the precepts I want to bring out, yeah, I know because I looked into it before, so it's there. The precepts I want to bring out is, of course, Second Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of this devil's devices, and one of his devices is really these unrighteous decrees, and also also he uses basically his the way he words shit, he's able to use plausible deniability to basically make you look crazy when you bring it out. Hold on, there's a precept that actually basically shows us this. It's actually a psalm that shows us this. Let me get to it. Oh, Psalm 52, verse 1. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Yahweh endured continually. Verse 2. Thy tongue devises mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. There you go. Their tongue. Ah, shit. Sorry. Yeah. I ain't noticed it till now. But their tongue, the tongue of these devils, man, like it devises mischiefs, man. A lot like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. They use deceit, they use guile when they talk, and when they write the laws, when they write those unrighteous decrees, they use guile. That's actually an example of them using guile, because they could easily they could claim that, yeah, like I said, right, plausible deniability. They're denying it seems plausible to you because the wording is so vague that yeah, it leaves it includes a lot of devices. A class 2 device includes a lot of devices. It includes RFID chip too. So, that's how Esau he pushes his agenda through while, being able to deny that he's actually pushing that agenda. So you have to watch this devil, man. You basically have to look into shit like that, like what's a class 2 device. You have to actually do your research when it comes to shit like that. So you will know, yeah, so you will know like what this devil is trying to do. Because otherwise This devil, he will he'll get one over you. He'll pull the wool over your eyes. Hold on. Fuck. Yep, it is a class. It is a class 2 medical device. Yep. Jamtech. I got this article. Jam Technologies, a medical RFID technology. Yep. Jam Q's inside RFID. Oh, well, it is. It's called Inside ID Technology. Is the first of its kind implantable RFID technology cleared for use by the FDA in 2004 as a Class 2 medical device. Wait, it was cleared for the FDA as a Class 2 medical device. Interesting. So when the FDA actually, cleared the way when they approved of it. No, yeah. Well, I think it was around that time. 2004, if I'm not mistaken. 2004, 2006. Yeah. Could have been, yeah. 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 This one was I believe, like it was approved earlier, but approved for medical, approved as a class 2 medical device, ended up getting approved. 2004, which that was some time back. That was so it's been that was one of the first reasons why it was approved. That's something else you gotta. That's something else you gotta basically keep in mind. Yeah, there's something else you gotta keep in mind. Yeah, microtransponder is approved for subcutaneous under skin use in humans or as part of an implanted medical device, subject to define. It's like kind of sleepy. Subject to device efficiency, efficacy, shit, bro. Efficacy, I guess. Testing. It is especially important for medical device manufacturers interested in identifying their products during manufacturing, supply chain, and distribution, and more importantly, tired. More importantly, to help physicians identify medical devices from within the body after they are implanted. Implementation of JAM's Q Inside ID system can help provide peace of mind. Hold on. remind patients, device. Yeah, yes. Basically, they're promoting it. Device manufacturers, healthcare providers, and risk manufacturers, and yeah, they promoting that shit. Regulatory authorities, regulations, rules, same shit, laws, unrighteous. There's you have unrighteous regulations. That would be one of them. Having to take a mandatory a mando. Having to take a mando shot of that um shot of that witch's brew, that Crown Royal 1984 witch's brew, and be able to verify that you took it, without doubt, which is where this is gonna come in. Huh. Ah, shit. Hold on. Yeah, so it did provide the groundwork for that. Shit. And yeah. So now it's becoming more apparent that this devil, he wanted to push that out from the jump in this way too, using the reason of, we gotta do it for, hey, really, for public safety, for public health. Hold on. Yeah. And how this devil, he was able to slip it in. Hold on. Yeah. Just a you know, devising the mischiefs with his tongue like a sharp razor. A Verse 3, thou lovest evil more than good and lying rather than to speak righteousness, Salah. Verse 4, thou lovest all devouring words. Hey, those are devouring words. Like, oh, thou deceitful tongue. You know, those are devouring words. Because the way this devil framed it, like I've been bringing out, it's in the way that he can basically deny that those were his intentions the whole time. You know, hey, so yeah, and it also shows you not to be ignorant of anything smaller. Let me get it. Be not ignorant. Be not ignorant of any matter. Ecclesiasticus 5:15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. There you go. This may seem like a small little inconsequential detail, like it don't mean shit, but you know that's where the devil at. That's that. That saying, the devil's in the details. The devil's gonna be hiding. This devil's gonna hide his agenda. He's gonna hide his agenda. The most key parts of his agenda, and those little details that you didn't think meant a damn thing. So you overlooked it. You overlooked the key part of his agenda. Or a key, basically, like, yeah. The part that's like basically the kicker, right? You missed out on it. You overlooked it because you didn't think it meant shit. And that's why the Most High Yahweh, he tells us in Ecclesiasticus, he tells us to don't be not ignorant, because being ignorant of even like a small detail of Satan's devices can result in that devil, and that devil getting an advantage over us. Hold on. All right. Hey, you devils, man. Y'all being exposed. Y'all's actually being exposed by your own people, but you was able to basically bob and weave. He was able to basically basically play dumb. Well, okay, nah. Actually, you was able to play yourself out of this, like, to basically, yeah, you was able to do that. Use your deception, but now your deception is wearing out. Your witchcraft is wearing out. The effects of that Babylon juice, man. You're starting to feel it. Also the heathens that try to basically try to um, be like you damn devils, you know. Y'all are, hold on, I'm kind of falling asleep here. I'm gonna wrap it up soon. Y'all being exposed. I mean, hey, that Babylon, hey, yeah, y'all being exposed as basically y'all wicked, y'all the wicked and damn devils, and well, these heathens, they're part of that Psalm 83 conspiracy against our people. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I want to give all. So I hope this live was edifying. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bearers witness that they're the children of Yahweh Shem Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. All right, stay strong. You know, times is coming. It's gonna be it's gonna be hellish. It's gonna be hellish. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be trying times. But the elect, they gonna stay strong. They gonna get through it. They gonna make it to the end, either until they gotta give up the ghost, or until Yahushua come back, pulling up with them chariots. Them so-called UFOs that are actually IFOs, identified flying objects. They're identified in the Bible. And these damn devils know that what they are too, which is why they've been demonizing the chariots and also hiding from us. But they've been programming us for that. Our people, I should say, they've been because the elect, they're being deprogrammed. So our people, as well as the rest of the world, the heathen nations and even their own that don't know shit, they're being brainwashed to basically support that war. That war that's gonna basically, yeah, it's gonna be the last war. It actually is gonna be the last part of World War III. After these nations get done nuking this bitch, they're gonna this bitch, this whore, Babylon the Great, known as America today. After they finish annihilating this place, they're gonna they're Yahushua is also gonna be coming simultaneously. They're gonna try to fight against him. That's gonna be the last battle, actually. Actually, not even a battle, a massacre. That's a Salakia affliction. Dealing was been dealing with it, but yeah, that's gonna be like the last part of World War III. Yeah, yeah. So them chariots pull up and beam the elect out of here, which we hope to be a part of, or until one of us gives, or some of us that's destined to give up the ghost, before he gets there, before he pulls up, right, that's destined to be martyrs or whatever. Basically, they'll be the dead in Hamashiach, you know until that day happens, for the whole full elect, right? till that day happens. Gotta keep persevering. Hey, you gonna find out if you get elect that day. You gonna find out. Then shall be known who am I chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. You know, then you can say that it like kind of says that in Ezra's. Sort of paraphrasing it. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse. Hold on. Verse. Yeah, verse 73. Yeah. Then shall they be known, my chosen. You know, it's chosen. They're gonna be tried as a go to the fire. Refined, tried and refined. That's what it. But the 2/3, they're gonna be consumed. You know how it's gonna be known who's his elect. It's also gonna be known who's the 2/3 too. You 2/3. Y'all through, man. Y'all through. Really, it's for your own good. Really, really, hey, y'all. The whole head is sick. The whole head is sick. Neither it's not covered up. It's full of wounds. From the top to the bottom. No soundness in it. No soundness in our people. It's actually precept. Yeah, you know, yeah. That's Isaiah 1 and 4. A sinful nation, people laden with iniquities, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Verse 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. Verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises, and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Yeah, so it's like Yasharala right now, our people, not speaking of the elect are being healed, okay? Okay, what? Yeah, the Israel that are not Israel. Okay, the 2/3. Sometimes when I say Yasharala, I mean like just Israelites. Is Israelites. You know, according to the flesh, right? Israelites that just according to the flesh. But I guess I should differentiate between them and true Yasharala, which is actually just 1/3 of the seed of Israel, because even though Israel, that's Yasharala in Hebrew, but they're not all Israel, which come of Israel, right? So yeah, that's the 2/3, man. They still got them sores, them putrefying sores from basically symbolic, right? It's symbolic. Basically, not healed up, you know. all they had a whole head all the way to the sole of the foot, covered with them like Lazarus, which was another parable. Lazarus symbolized Jake, and the rich man, of course, Esau, Edom, these damn devils, namely the elites. You get the picture. He's full of swords because we have been stricken many times as a people, with these curses. But 2/3, they will revolt more and more, because 2/3, can't figure out, why they're in that condition that they're in. They can't figure that out, you know. Yeah, they can't figure that out, like that they're it's because they need to get right. It's because yeah, it's because they need to get right. That's why they in that condition. That's why this damn devil is over our people. That's why you Jakes, so called you so called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds, why y'all getting murdered in the streets? Like, why y'all getting murdered in the streets by these cops and shit? For example, why are people constantly at the bottom of society? Living in the ghettos wherever, man. Whether it be in the city, whether it be in the city, in the urban, whether it be in the country, whether it be in wherever, but here in Babylon, which a lot of our people here in Babylon, or to the four corners of the earth, which I think the 2/3 refer to the 2/3 that are going to be destroyed here in this land. I believe the apostles went over that, but you also have the rebels among our people, that are among the northern kingdom that's still left in them northern kingdom so-called Latino countries, and them speckled birds that have been scattered among the other nations, looking like them and speaking their languages and practicing their customs, so they think that they belong to those nations. Talking about them, the rebels as well. They're gonna be dealt with as well. The 2/3, the non-elect here in Babylon, they're gonna be destroyed with nuclear fire. Ultimately, ultimately Jacob's trouble, and then I believe whoever's left from all that be destroyed by the nukes. Because yeah, a lot of the 2/3, they're gonna take the chip, gonna actually which is gonna seal their fate. You take that RFID chip. That's your ticket to that's your ticket to that lake of fire. Which that's gonna really that's yeah this place Babylon's gonna be turned into a whole lake of fire when them nukes hit. That's basically you're sealing your fate. Even though in the long scheme, in the whole scheme of things, you 2/3 y'all was through since the get go. Y'all wasn't gonna make it on the other. Y'all was gonna make it on this side. Y'all have to be reborn through the 1/3, right? You have to come back as the children of the 1/3 in the kingdom. Early, it was set up that way. But yeah, you're 2/3. You threw a little Nas X, aka little nasty excrement, man. Using using that nickname that elder from London he gave him, but I call look, not even little Nas excrement, little nasty excrement. That's that's what that Satan worshiping sodomite motherfucker. That's what that's my nickname for him. That's the that's that's an example of the celebrity 2/3 that y'all look up to. Through on the women's side you have shit Cardi B. Cardi B, right? You have her, you know, from WAP, right? You have Megan the Stallion, aka Megan the yeah, she calls herself Big Black Stallion. A stallion is a male horse. So admittedly, that's a it's a man. Admittedly, you know some of the people hey you Eves look up to you a so-called Black, Latina, Native American, and Israelite foreigners Eves that be like under the speckled bird. Y'all be looking up to those type people. Hey, bad baby, that the Catch Me Outside girl, you know, OnlyFans star now. You know, y'all be looking up to her too, man. Like, hey, folly is held in great dignity, uh, and the rich sit in low place. The true rich. Let me get that. Folly is set in great dignity. There you go. Ecclesiastes. It's actually in Ecclesiastes 10:6. So I could actually get it with the Bible that I have right now. Ecclesiastes 10:6. There you go. Folly, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Yeah, you know. So folly and the fools that do that folly, you know, they're in setting great dignity. You know, and look who Esau promotes as leaders of our people, as role models. These celebrities, you know, these jakes that sold out to promote Esau Edom's wicked agenda. These jakes that sold out, you know, get that bag, try to escape the curses, but you know, try to escape the curses, you know, end up having try to get in the house, basically. You know, they're the modern day house niggas. You know, they're in the house. You know, thinking that it's better than the field. But actually, you celebrities, y'all in the worst place, cause y'all in the house with massa. You know, the average Jake is in the field. You know, farther from massa. But you in the house. You in the house. So you going through the same shit the house niggas went through, man. You know, you in the elite's house. You you in the worse shape than you was when you was in the hood. You know, for those of y'all that actually came from the hood or the ghetto, the barrios, reservations, etc. For those of y'all that actually came from the bottom, right? You know, y'all are at the, you know, you think you're at the top, but you know, you're really just modern day house slaves and minstrels at the same time. You know, they have you acting the fool out. You're acting the fool out here and misleading your own people to act the fool. Misleading your own people. Yeah. You know, having misleading your own people to act the fool, like to go off. You know, go against the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, have them thinking that shit popping. You know, some of y'all being used to push that witches brew on our people. Y'all be used to push that. You celebrities, Esau is gonna have you push the RFID chip. As the next wave. So basically, you're just house slaves slash minstrels for Esau, basically. But yeah, we're the leaders of the 2/3. The fools that do that folly, they're set in great dignity. And the rich, the true rich, not these not not these rich nigga celebrities, or even among Eve, yeah, they're these rich bitches, right? Bad bitches that got money, some shit like that. The among Eve, right? They're not the true rich, because it's all temporary gain. It's all temporary gain FRNs that ain't even backed up with real gold. Shit, funny money. Shit, the dollar is through. The dollar is finished. That's why they be giving out stim. That's why they giving out so much stimulus checks. Because they're getting ready to do away with the dollar. It's losing value, man. The dollar is going down the tubes, which is why they're giving it away like it's. That's why they're giving them stimulus checks away like that, like giving away money like it's nada, man. You think that it's because of the Rona? Like, come on. Because pretty soon the cost for a lot of this shit that you need is gonna fucking skyrocket. The gas prices are already skyrocketing. So when the gas prices skyrocket, you know, energy prices skyrocket, everything else skyrockets along with it. Through a sky high and above shit. Everything goes up with it. So, that's just gonna cause the price of living to be a ridiculously high. Too damn high. So I mean your stimulus check ain't gonna be worth shit, man. Ain't gonna be worth shit pretty soon. Right now, right now you can use it for some shit. Right now you can right now you can, but this time that's coming is not that far off. It is not that far off. Hey, this article from December 1st, 2020. If you think the dollar has lost value now, just wait. The buck off almost 5% in 2020 could dive another 20%. So the Citigroup warns, yep. Yeah. The slumping dollar can expect to drop some more. A lot more, actually, according to Citigroup. Some 20% next year, on top of the 44.9% it has fallen thus far this year. Paradoxically, the chief culprit is the good news on the Rona. The Crown Royal uh Witches Brew 1984 front city figures that stirs hope around the world and promotes the prospect that pandemic slammed economies across the map will recover. So overseas investors have less need to seek refuge in U.S. assets, which always boosts the greenback. "Quote unquote vaccine which is broad distribution, we believe will check off all of our bear market signposts, allowing the dollar to follow a similar path to that it experienced from the early to mid 2000s, quote unquote, when the currency last had a major downturn." Calvin C. TSC and other city strategists wrote in a report. Indeed, earlier this year, when markets fell globally and economic growth cratered, there was a rush into dollar denominated securities. Since that peak in March, government relief has helped economies recover, and the dollar has fallen 12.6%. Aiding that, Citi noted was a plunge of U.S. short-term interest rates to near zero, which means less return on American fixed income securities. Another factor, the big economic comeback in China, where the virus has all been wiped out for now. What currencies will be the winner? So they're saying the Australian dollar and the Norwegian krone because hold on. C TSC. I'm assuming that it's pronounced like that. C told Bloomberg because both are commodity exporters. Australian ships iron ore and other materials to boom in China. So there, you got to pick the bones out. There one group article is gonna say, okay, this currency got next. Other one's gonna say that one got next. No, etc. Right? But what they're what they really got in mind, is that digital currency. They really got that in mind. Cause hey, that's what's been trending. Hey, the Federal Reserve, they've been pushing for a central bank digital currency. Not just them, other banks, other central banks, which are, by the way, they're Rothschild owned private banks when you really look into it. They they're pushing for that as well, you know, and that would line right up with all this is gonna lead to the mark of the beast. All roads lead to the mark of the beast. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the beast or the number of his name. And so, you know, what better way to fulfill that than also, Esau is gonna have that 3-in-1 package. Esau is gonna have that digital currency. So, well, Esau is gonna have that, yeah, that digital currency. So the money's gonna be digital. You ain't gonna be able to use no cash or none, even a card. They could play into people's fears of the Rona too. Well, of course they will. That's the damn devil for you. And then you have, I think he's been, yeah, and then he's been pushing propaganda about actual money being like cash and shit like that being full of germs, and that we gotta go contactless and shit. Hey, why do you think that's for? Why do you think cryptocurrencies is fucking trending, man? Why do you think that shit's for? Because that was to condition the public to be more accepting of a digital form of currency. Now they're not gonna have now the public is prepared, ready, which Revelation 16, and he causes one of the meanings for that Greek word that's there is prepared, you know. So, that's all, that's being fulfilled in a way. And then you have that, which is one aspect of it. Then you have the other one, which is the other one is, oh, we need verification that you took the witch's brew. We need verification that you took a shot of that shit. Verification that's basically foolproof. So, that's what they're gonna require for that. Eventually they got that in mind. You could you examine this devil, and you examine, how this devil works, and you could see it coming. Like, you could see that this is what this devil is really trying to do the whole time. That this Rona pandemic, it's a ruse. It's a ruse to bring that about. So you have that. So it's gonna be pushed for public safety too. Oh, it's for public safety, and plus you can't buy or sell, and then you have to think of this as well. Well, yeah, you won't be able to buy or sell because it's for public safety. The public safety, we gotta have a digital currency that you can use contactlessly, and also, we had to replace the dollar with this currency. This was, or maybe a digital dollar. This was the only way we could save the dollar. Shit that Esau will say. Some type of shit like that. This devil's a forger of lies. This devil, physician of no value. Which the word doctor, to doctor some mean to make some up. Well, why physicians are called doctors and shit. Guess what? That and it go back to witch doctors. Yeah, Job 13:4. He's speaking to his so-called friends, one of whom was a Temanite, who was an Edomite. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. You know, they're forgers of lies. They create lies. It's like they create lies so well. They do it so well. They're like pros at it. You're all physicians of no value. You know, physicians of no value. You go to these devils and you end up having more problems. They're physicians of no value. What is that? What does that witch's brew do to you? What is that? What does that potion do to you? Fucks you up more. There was some teenager who actually got diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome after he got the potion. You know, it's actually a brother actually posted that on the. You could post. He posted a screenshot of that article, or this dude talk about this dude got Guillain-Barré syndrome from that. Yeah, Guillain-Barré syndrome. I'm try to look that up too, cause you ain't supposed to trust your enemy. Yeah, it's actually happened here in Texas. A local teen. This is an article from click2houston.com. A local teen diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome questions questions the Crown Royal 1984. The Crown Royal 1984, a love potion. Like that brother Fisher turned Hunter. Amos 911. The brother out of Cali, out of San Diego. He kind of put it that way, kind of called it the CVS love potion 1984 is my part. I always call it this shit. This it's I got it from someone who posted a comment, shit, the fucking nickname stuck, man. CV 1984. Crown Royal 1984. Yeah, the Crown Royal. Yeah, he's questioning the Crown Royal 1984 brew after receiving the first dose. Let me get into this article. It's published a couple of days ago. The Woodlands, Texas. Ryan McGlown, a teenager in the Woodlands, said he got Guillain-Barré syndrome a few weeks after his first dose of the Crown Royal 1984. The Crown Royal 1980. Yeah, the Crown Royal 1984. Yeah, potion shit. I wanted to get the potion. I felt like it was the right thing to do. McGlone said, I wanted to travel and enjoy my summer before college. However, he said he got extremely weak and had difficulty walking when he was admitted to CHI St. Luke's in the Woodlands, where he was diagnosed. "Quote unquote, I just knew something didn't feel right. It wasn't getting any better," White explained. The NIH reports one case of GBS and an 82-year-old woman who also got one shot of the brew. Dr. Charles Sims, Montgomery County Health Authority, an infectious disease doctor from St. Luke's in the Woodlands, says it is more often caused. Yeah, now this that the damage control part. Esau's trying to do that plausible deniability shit. Oh, get the fuck out of here. It's more often caused. It's more cases of this. It's not just 1-2 cases out of the blue. It's more of a. It says it's more often caused by a viral bacterial infection, and you can't say the brew caused Wyatt's condition. And the reason why I have to call it that because these fucking algorithms on here, man, they're basically they'll this shit'll trip it up if you call it what it actually is. So we just use we use shit hey, it's all code, it's all code. Gotta stick. Hey, we gotta stick to the we gotta use the G code now. Hey, we gotta use code, man. Gotta speak in code. Hey, it shows you that the famine of the word is almost here, because if you don't speak in that code, then the algorithms, it's gonna trip them up and they gonna flag your shit. So it's harder to push out the message. Yeah, quote unquote, there has been cases seen in people who have received the brew, but they're not at any higher rate than people who have not received the brew, and so called this and that what and what. There's another one. There's another syndrome, another disease that's caused by getting the brew. It's been shown that it's caused by that. People took a shot of the brew and got Bell's palsy. You know, part of your body is fucking paralyzed. Hey, there's even these devils even admit in the article where it talks about, you know, damage from getting them bruised, right, from taking those shots, the damage from that from them can cause Guillain-Barré, man. So they just trying to cover their ass now, but it's too late. We already seen what's up. Those who can see, those who's meant to see, meant to get it, got was given the eyes to see, you know, see through this devil's agenda, man. They seen it for what it is. Yeah, Dr. Sims said, therefore, Dr. Sims said the condition could be a coincidence. Nah, ain't no such thing, man. Well, Wyatt's parents said they're not trying to deter anyone from the brew, but they do want others to recognize if this happens to them. "Quote unquote, do your research," Joe McGlown said. "Quote unquote, it is a personal choice. Quote unquote, listen to your body is the biggest thing that I've learned," Wyatt said. Hey, what these devils want you to do though? You know, they tell you in that movie 1984, that actually should be called I don't know, shit, it's a confession of these devils, man. But they put it in a movie so they could be like it's just a movie. But you know, one of the things they say is that the party said that you should ignore the evidence of your eyes and your ears. So you shouldn't listen to your body. You shouldn't listen to your body. You should ignore all that shit, you know, or you should accept their explanation. Really, that's what they want you to do. Just go to Esau. Go to Esau and whatever he tells you, yeah, just accept it. Yeah, just eat it up. Just eat it up. Buy that shit even if it's clearly bullshit. Buy it anyways. That's what these devils want you to do, you know, just follow these false leaders that they didn't set up for you. Dr. Sims said that if adverse reactions are reported to the CDC, they will be investigated. Wyatt's family said they do plan to report it. And 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 these a lot of these doctors, man, they had taught out. They're taught by someone who read a book who was written by, yeah, they a lot of them, you know, they're taught from the book, from these textbooks and shit. A lot of it is that, you know, a lot of these low level doctors, they don't know better. These doctors that are like Fauci, for example, they the ones that fucking know. I mean, Fauci, he admitted back last year, early last year, March, that basically the Rona, you know, ain't that bad and shit. It's like a cold or some shit. It ain't that bad. And that also the the CDC used to say that masks don't prevent that you could still get it, right? And masks don't prevent it. Also, hey, damn, bro. According to their own numbers, it's real rare to actually get it. And out of the people that get it, it's real rare to actually die from it. It's like 99 point some, 99.8, I believe. Some around that 99.7, around them, yeah, 99 point something. Well, survival rate, not death rate, because then it would be the opposite of what I was trying to say. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I just misspoke. The the death rate is like then low. It's low as fuck. Then it's like under 1%, and the transmission rate is also low as fuck, under 1%. Yeah, yeah. They have them numbers. Yeah, everybody. Yet according to these same devils, the numbers that they put out, and the numbers that they put out on the media and shit, everybody and their mama getting that shit, including almost every celebrity that you know of is getting that shit. It shows you, man. They forgers of lies. They physicians of no value. You go to these devils and you get worse. You take the you take the you take a shot of that brew, you worse than you was before. You 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 worse than you was before. Oh, you thought you had the Rona? You had a little cough. Oh, now you got fucking Bell's palsy or Guillain-Barré. From bad to worse. This devil, man, he's pushing that out to basically, it is an excuse to bring out the mark of the beast. And it's also this devil is trying to cut down that population. This devil trying to cut down the population to 500 million, the whole world, 500 million. This devil put in got something called the Georgia Guidestones. Tell you exactly what you want. You want population to be low as fuck because, hey, a lower population is easier to fucking manage. Less people is easier to manage. Really, it's directed at our people because our people, the Israelites, Yasharallah, man, we known that's what I mean by Yasharallah in this case. The seed of Israel. We're known to be fruitful and multiply, right? Got a saying among so-called Mexicans, which are the tribe of Issachar. Mexicans don't die, they multiply. That applies to all the tribes, though. They stay saying that shit about us. So they trying to depopulate our people, which is why they pushing it first for the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and even their guidelines for who should get it first. It includes the speckled birds in them. So also for them too. Because they trying to get rid of our people. That the name of Israel may be remembered no more. That's Psalm 83. This conspiracy that these devils and these heathens have against us. Would be called this is what these devils call a conspiracy theory, whatever, but it ain't no theory. Psalm 83 verse 1, keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. Verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. We hidden, our identity is hidden. Yeah, our history is hidden. Shit, we hidden them among these Hey, we hidden among these other nations, looking like them and speaking their languages and practicing their customs. Lost as fuck. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Secluded who Yashrala is, by the way. They would not know that they're Israelites. They would not know that they're Israelites. It would have to be revealed to them in the last days because majority of them would be gone. They wouldn't know. They'd think that they're heathens. Verse, yeah, there's prophecies like in Jeremiah talk about uh it talk about even Jeremiah going to discontinue from his heritage, and part of that is your nationality, who you are. That's part of it. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us, along with everything else that comes with that, the inheritance that comes with it. Verse 4, though, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's how, that's how we lost our heritage. That's actually how, because they beat it out of us through these different captivities. This last captivity we've been going through under these damn devils, and then also these heathens taking part in that. They beat it completely out of us. Like they tried to do that in the past, but it didn't work. But this time, they completely beat that out of us. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Verse 6, the tabernacles, so it's conspiracy, man. They all clicked up against us. Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom, that's the so-called white man. And I ain't speaking about everybody. It should be known. The speckled birds explains that not everybody that looks like an Edomite or Moabite or etc. belongs to that nation. And the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, of Moab, that's the so-called Chinese, and the Hagarenes, those are so-called Africans, the indigenous Africans that sold the so-called black people to these Edomites, to these so-called white people in the modern day Grecians. They're also the modern day Grecians. And to these so-called white people who are Edomites, damn it, to them, sold them to them. Now how these so-called white people are the modern day Grecians? How because this civilization is compared to Greco-Roman civilization, which started when Alexander the Freak, they call him Alexander the Great, we call him Alexander the Freak. When this Edomite, this devil, he became the first to rule over Greece. He was of Macedonium. He became first to rule over Greece. Hey, there's that connection with Haman, who was an Edomite, actual Amalekite, descendant of the last king of Amalek, Agag, was Agagite, and he was also a Macedonian. Odysseus Esther, chapter 16 tell you about that. So it's Greco-Roman civilization, aka Edomites. They took over Greece, and then they took over Rome. And they had that symbol, Rome the eagle. That's. Hey, Esau compares himself to an eagle, so that's why he uses it as a symbol. It's in Obadiah. you know. So it's all there, man. Obadiah, Obadiah explains why America, also Revelation should show you why, because America is Rome coming back. This that beast from the land, the beast from the sea is Rome. Obadiah 1 and 3, yeah. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, too, caves in the clefts of the rock and caves in the earth. Look at what Caucasian mean. It go back to Caucaser, meaning cave dweller. Tells you right there too. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Yeah. So though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, well, ain't that what these devils have done? Didn't they do that as Rome? Didn't they do that? I believe Greece that had a. Now it's Rome, man. It's really Rome when that eagle. They start exalting themselves as the eagle. I believe. Maybe in Greece too. But they found an eagle, a fucking carving of a motherfucking eagle in the actual land of Edom as well, which is in Jordan, Petra. Thou that dwells in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. Yep. Verse 4 though, this man's pride is like that. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Who gonna stop? Who gonna stop America? Type shit, right? Right? Think U.S. military the fucking shit. The U.S. economy's the shit. No Sherlock. That's what they act like. That they'll tell you that too. It's the shit. No Sherlock. Like you should already know that. That's how they're like. And though thou set thy nest among the stars. Yeah. Self-explanatory. They got the International Space Station up there. And also it goes into it's twofold too because Yashrala is the stars of the Most High, man. Hey, we should know that because hey, we also saw the earth and the light of the world, light it cannot be hidden. Light, we're like our people shine wherever we at, wherever we at. That's why a lot of them so-called celebrities, that surround the world, not just here. A lot of them, they be speckled birds. Because Israel got that flavor, got that salt, got that sazon. That's Israel. Wherever we're at, however we look like. One of the ways you could identify Yasharallah, meaning the seed of Israel. Not just a Jake. I should say a Jake. One of the ways you could identify a Jake is that way. Yeah. And these devils, they came to the Americas where the Northern Kingdom was at, and they took over. This will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Verse 5, if these come to thee, okay, so you get the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. So, yeah. Rome, famous example. Germany, Nazi Germany, another example. America, another well-known example. I believe Spain's bird was the eagle too, if I'm not mistaken. And the Spanish-speaking devils, they did come down on the Northern Kingdom like that. They did come down on the Northern Kingdom like that, and the Israelites that was living in West Africa, because they came down on our people like that, like I'm referring to Deuteronomy 28. I'm referring to Deuteronomy 28 and hold on. You know, that nation that's I'm gonna get it. Deuteronomy 28, you know, going into the curses. Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. They really, the northern kingdom, when the Judahites that was down in the west coast of Africa really caught it. But even you look at our people that was ruling Europe, man, because we was on top, and then when them Edomites started coming in, you know, they came from them caves out in the Caucasus. They started coming like that's far, and they came across into where we was at. You know, as swift as the eagle flieth. You know, and then from taking our people down, they was in Spain and these other places. You know, they was also they was also coming over here to the Americas, what's now called the Americas, and they was taking down the 10 tribes that was here. Yeah. Verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And they didn't. Verse 51, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, of flocks, or thy sheep, till he had destroyed thee. So you get the point. You know, Esau, Edom, that's that nation. That's that nation. So, you know, that's the so-called self-proclaimed white man. And the Ishmaelites, that's the Arabs. That's the Arabs. That's like well known. Of Moab, the so-called Chinese. You know, because Ishmael, let me go back to that. Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, they played a large role in our captivity as well. They built them ships for these damn devils, and they also enslaved our our people too. They they was enslaving our people before Esau, the so-called white man, you know, before he came up in power. When he was still under us, under our people who was ruling Europe. These Ishmaelites, these Arabs was teaming up with the Hamites. The Hagarenes is one of them. They're indigenous Africans. He was Ishmaelites were teaming up with them to sell our, and they was putting our people in captivity. You know, the Hamites would sell our people to Ishmael, and Ishmael would take them to the Middle East. Ishmael would take them over there, you know, to Persian, to motherfucking to India, even Pakistan, India, to even the East Asia, even to Moab, where they're at today, the so-called Chinese, to the so-called Japanese, which they're the children of Ammon. You know, so they played a role, and then they continue to play a role. These Israelites, you know, they be selling us all types of junk food and, you know, cigarettes and shit in the hood. You know, they have them little convenience stores, 7-Elevens, and they be making money off the suffering of our people, which is why which is why, you know, which is why they referred to as dogs. This is a parable. Lazarus, Lazarus, Lazarus and the rich man, who were the dogs in the parable. Verse 20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. Verse 21, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. The heathens are like referred to as dogs, a lot of them, a lot of the parts of the Bible, man, because they do lick our wounds. They do lick our sores like some dogs, man. They do. They do. And then they also ain't got no. They don't live by the law, statutes, and commandments. So they're like beasts. Because it's not for them. Our people have become like them, so they also became like beasts. They became brute beasts. They have become brute beasts. But yeah, that's Ishmael has done a lot of that. I've greatly benefited from our people's downfall. Of Moab, okay, going on to Moab, the so-called Chinese. Oh, going back to Ishmael, yeah, they continue to. Well, all these nations continue to oppress the fuck out of our people, wherever our people are scattered among them. Them Jakes that are scattered in Ishmael land, man. Shit, you seen videos of them Jakes, them they're being called Africans, of course, because a lot of them Jakes that they're of our descendants of our people that was left in the land, is because Ishmael kept doing that. Ishmael kept taking our people slaves, outrightly. They treat them like shit, man. They beat the fuck out of Jake, and out of pure jealousy, of course. Yeah, because the covenant was given to Isaac and passed on to Jacob. So moving on now to Moab, the so-called Chinese. It's you have to understand how Moab came about. How he came about. The Moabites are descendants of that man Moab. How he came about. How was he conceived? How was he conceived? To really understand how the Moabites are the so-called Chinese, you have to understand. That's one of the things you have to understand, though. Going back to Genesis. Hold on. Going back to Genesis 19 and 20, like 19 goes into the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, which displaced, that's modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. It's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Just that city. But yeah, let me go into how the Moabites came about. Genesis 19 and 30. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with them, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. And he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. Verse 31, and the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Verse 32, Come, and let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with them, that we may reserve seed of our father. Verse 30, and they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with their father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she rose. Verse 34, and it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father, yesternight with my father, let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Bug the fuck out, man. Verse 35, and they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Verse 36, thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. Verse 37, and the firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab. Which means basically Ab going to Abba, right? Something like that. Abba, y'all know Abba. Abba actually means father. But Moabba in the Hebrew, in the Paleo, it's Moabba. So because daughter of son of my father, and the same as the father of the Moabites unto this day. Verse 38, and the younger she also bare a son, and called his name Ben Ami, the same as the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. So that's how they came about. And that mongoloid look, it used to be, hey, something about that, right? Down syndrome used to be called Mongolian idiocy. It's no longer called that, but it used to be called that. And there's a reason, the reason why you see someone who has Down syndrome and they look like they're so-called Chinese. It's hey, so yeah, hey, Moabites, so-called Chinese, Ammon, the so-called Japanese, and they be in the hood also. Well, they enslaved our people too. They enslaved our people too, and something else. They enslaved our people. They enslaved our people that was over there. Like, well, they benefited from that trans-oriental slave trade a lot. Hey, they was one of the main nations that was fucking with our people back in the land even. Besides, hey, Edom, and then Moab and Ammon. Moab and Ammon was there. Ishmaelites and these Hamites as well. Moab and Ammon, they were major adversaries of our people, and they still are to this day. That's why they be in the hood. They be in the hood, giving you so-called chicken, which a lot of it, you look into it. Yeah, they say stereotype, whatever. But a lot of you look into it like it's for real. Like should be rats or something that they threw on there. Or hey, even dog meat sometimes. Yeah, they say what they want, of course they're gonna say that. But if they be over there feeding our people abominations and shit. And pork. Well, Esau feed our people pork too. Got our people stuff in their mouth, stuff in their faces with pork. But a Moab be pushing that out as well. And shrimp and shit. Shrimp, shellfish. Them abominable foods be being pushed out by these heathens on our people. They be pushing that hard. And then Ammon, they be having them sushi places, pushing that shit. You be having shrimp shit. You be having all types of seafood, all types of shellfish, fucking mollusks and crustaceans and shit. That them like them roaches of the sea, you know, the cleanup crew of the sea. Yeah, the cleanup crew on land and the cleanup crew of the sea. They clean the land up with their bodies, and the sea, the cleanup creature, the cleanup of yeah, the cleanup crew of the sea clean up. You know, they eat all the trash from all the waste. You know, waste management. That's what they are. Their bodies is waste management, and then you're eating that shit. These heathens push that. So you're eating that shit that they ate. You know, they push. That's what they sell us in their restaurants. Put it in the little convenience stores. Ishmael puts that fucking them fucking yeah, them different products with shellfish and shit in there, as well as elam. They're involved in that shit too. The so-called elam's the so-called Iranians to the so-called East Indians. You know, they be doing that shit as well. Moab and the Hagarenes, that's the Hamites. That's the indigenous Africans, namely the ancient Egyptians, namely them. They're go back to Hagar. Hagar, she was an actual Egyptian, you know, like an actual Hamite from the line of Mizraim. Mizraim. Yeah, they're yo fucking Ham. One of our biggest enemies besides Esau. One of our biggest enemies. You know, they was selling our people with Ishmael before Esau came up. When Esau was still in the pits. This devil was still in the caves. Um, it was Ham and Ishmael, and then Moab, Elam, and the other heathen nations trading us around. And Ham played a major role selling our people that was scattered in Africa. And to this day, Ham treats our people like shit. To this day, you know, the in Africa, it's not so much a skin color thing, since you know Ham got melanin like Judah, like so-called black people. Ham got melanin like them. So it's not so much that, you know, the Israelites that are scattered among Ham, you know, they belong to different tribes. It's more of a it's tribalism. It's more of a tribal beefs than it is um like skin color. It's more tribal, you know, because you know these different tribes down there in Africa, they know like their roots were, they know you know who's a fucking Hamite and who's not. And so they look down on the tribes, the so-called African tribes they're actually Israelites. They look down on them. They treat them like shit. One example of that is is how so-called East Africans and so-called South Africans that are Hamites, they look down on those are more those parts have more Hamites. They look down on West Africans, which a lot of them are Israelites. A lot of them, a large amount of our people fled to West and West Central Africa. You know, after 70 AD and the moments following it. A lot of them fled into West Central Africa. Trying to hide from the Romans. They had to get out of there. It was like the time that's coming up, but the time that's coming up is going to be worse than 70 AD. So that's how a lot of so-called West Africans, a lot of so-called West Central Africans, like Congolese, right? A lot of Jake, a lot of Nigerians are hated on a lot. That's a lot of our people. It's a high concentration of Israelites. Mainly Judah. That's in Nigeria. They get hated on. They get hated on. There was actually a race war between the Nigerians and these Hamites from South Africa. There's actually like last year there was race riots and shit. They be treating their people like shit. We discriminating against them, and the shit that the so called South Africans, like the Hamites, the indigenous South Africans, was saying about the Nigerians, it sound like the type of shit that these devils Esau say about so-called black people, Latinos, and Native Americans. Jake's period. It sound these heathens these heathens. They're jealous of Jake, so of course they're gonna say that type of shit. Talk down on Jake like that. That's how you could tell. Same curses and heathens saying the same shit, pushing the same. Yeah, Nigerian stereotypes misunderstood down there. Just like Israelite stereotypes are misunderstood here in Babylon. And we're not saying that the rulers of these West African countries are Israelites, because yeah, you may have some Israelites, that are sold out. Yeah, you have sell out Northern Kingdom leaders that's over here in the Americas. You have to remember though, Ham is the along with Esau ruling and oppressing our people in the land of Ham in Africa. So you have Hamites also ruling. And I was gonna say another example was I believe the Hutu versus Tutsi conflict that led to the Rwanda genocide. Cause one of them I believe went back to one of them I believe was Israelite foreigners. That's why they were catching hell from it was a Ham versus a Jake race war really. So yeah, these damn Hamites, the Hagarenes is one group of one nation of Hamites, that oppressed our people. The ancient Egyptians, right? They was actually the first, really. They was the first nation to oppress our people, and they still do it. Hold on. They still oppress our people to this day, you know. Hey, verse 7, Gabal, that's more Hamites, the same general area, and Ammon, the so-called Japanese, mm, them as well, even though I will say Moab is worse at it. I'll say Moab and Ammon, Moab treats our people worse than the Ammonites. But, there are enemies too. And Amalek. Now, Amalek, they're Edomites, but they're like a whole other nation within Esau, because they consider Amalek, that's the chief house of Esau, really. That's the It's like this, okay? It's like you have Israelites, right? And then you have Judites, like you have the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Even though Judites are Israelites, Judah is the king tribe of Israel, and the southern kingdom, the house of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, they're they're Israelites, Benjamin and Levi, but they're Benjamin, they was the last, they was a last tribe. There was a they had a king up over Israel before the house of David, right? So yeah, and then you had the Levites, which they're the priesthood. They was the priesthood. Yeah, so yeah, but they're Israelites. They're Israelites, but they're uh they're like different from the rest of Israel. But yeah, Southern Kingdom Jakes, the house kingdom of Judah is, they're like a whole different type of Jake. So Amalek's like a whole different type of Edomite. Them the chief house of Satan, them 1948ers. That's who they are. They the Rothschilds. They're 1948ers. They're 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 Ish. They're the Ish that wish to be us. That's Amalek. Amalek's the Ish that wish to be us. And Amalek, Amalek is looked at. How the rest of the world looks at Esau. At least it's still alive. Kala Yalba Shem Shai. But yeah, man. Hey, Kala Yalba Shem Shai by Shem Kakdash. I'm still up on here. But yeah, these now these that's who they are, man. That's and they're looked at as they're basically, yeah, they're looked at, okay, they're looked at by Edomites in the same way that the rest, like that these other nations look at Edomites period look at the so-called white man. Like there's some nations that coon out for Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and then there's some nations that are more opposed. And then you eat on East among Esau, you have different tribes too. Like Esau had many sons too. Esau had many dukes. So you have you have these other these other Edomites, right? Like these Temanites, which is the so-called Germans. You know, they don't fuck with Amalek too much, man. A lot of these other Edomites don't like Amalek, and then you have, especially now, more of them don't fuck with Amalek like that. And then you have the so-called Zionists because they're not for the true Zion. That's why I say that. You have them that are pro Amalek, pro 1948ers. So yeah, you know, Amalek's up there and they funded that slave trade. They've been our enemies since hold on. Since our people came out of Egypt, you know, our people had to face Amalek. They funded the slave trade. They funded they owned the ships. A lot of them it's owned by them. There's plantations, major plantations that was owned by them. They owned a lot of our people on those plantations. Hold on, Slacky. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, and they're the ones that push the divide and conquer of our people. You know, they're the ones that be pushing that. They the ones that got these celebrities doing all that fuck shit. They're the ones that have them do it. You know, these celebrities, they're puppets to Emily. You know, everybody know that 1948ers own the music industry and the movie industry, entertainment industry shit. Everybody knows. Everybody know who runs Hollywood. Everybody know who runs the media. Everybody know who run the banking industry. Really, really. They're honest with you. They'll tell you. You know, they'll tell you it's these 1948ers. You know, they're behind all that propaganda. They're behind. You know, they further the curses than most, man. You know, they promote that hold on. They promote that the so-called black culture, which you have the version of that in so-called Latino culture, and you know even yeah, in so-called native culture, and even the speckled bird culture, that so-called the so-called ghetto culture, right? They're the ones that promote all that. They're the ones that promote, oh, go murder your brother, or go go fuck your brother over, take his woman. You know that you do that, that's or you hard or you a real ass nigga. You do that shit, you a real ass nigga. Um, you sell fucking drugs to your people, sell poison to your people. Yeah, you a real ass nigga. You know, and you do that. They promote them get rich quick schemes. You know, fuck over your next brother. You get rich quick. But and then they're the same that push them laws, them righteous decrees that basically lock our people up way more than other people. So it's a trap. You know, these record companies owned by these Amalekites, really owned by them. They benefit off of our people being locked up. You know, they own stocks in these private prisons. They're the same ones. They're the same ones. Same ones that, got Northern Kingdom looking down on Southern Kingdom. They're the same ones. Cause they own that Univision station too. You know, they got Northern Kingdom thinking they're Spaniards and shit. You know, thinking they're actually Spanish because they speak Spanish and hating on the Southern Kingdom, the so-called black people, Haitians and Jamaicans. They got them hating on their own brothers. You know, and you also have you'll have vice versa as well, which is why you have Judah Vex and Ephraim. Because you have these devils, they'll tell the Northern Kingdom, oh, so-called black people, basically, through their propaganda networks, they'll tell the Northern Kingdom that they're basically that so-called black people, they're thugs and shit, and criminals and no good and ghetto and violent and shit like that, and rapists and abusers and shit. Like they'll tell them that. Basically, they'll make Southern Kingdom out to look like a bunch of pieces of shit. Basically, they're yeah, you get the picture. They demonize the so-called black man and in their eyes, and hey, they got the Northern Kingdom wanting to look more like so-called white people. That's why they got something called mejorando la raza, where a so-called Mexican or another Northern Kingdom will get with a so-called white woman, just so his kids, which are Northern Kingdom, by the way, it's the man, it's the father that matter when it comes to nationality. The father determines that. But yeah, so his seed will look like so-called white people. It's called Mejorando la Raza. And then hold on, you even have Northern Kingdom women, so-called Latinas, that go, hey, even so-called Native American women. But we're focusing on these so-called Latinas, that go, they get with these Edomites. They can they're rich and then have little so-called white babies, which those babies would be Edomites, as the father's an Edomite. You have that shit. You have that shit. And you have so you have that shit, and that's that propaganda. That's due to that propaganda that's pushed out by Esau, meaning Amalek, because Amalek owned their media. Yeah, and really, that all that's a throwback. It's basically an updated version of that caste system, that color-based caste system that was set up over there, and it's continuing. They continue to maintain it. And you Amalekites, man, they had all that shit. Ish that wish to be us, but will never be us. Because you can't be us, because you're not us. The Philistines, no matter how bad you want to be, no matter how bad you pretend, how much you pretend to be us, um, like you tell everybody you are us, no, that don't matter though, because you're not us. And it's being exposed that you're not us. Your own people, other 1948ers, they're exposing that. They're exposing that you 1948ers, you Amalekites, y'all are the fakes, man. Y'all counterfeits. Y'all not hey, y'all are not Jews, man. Straight up. Y'all are not Jews. Y'all are not Jews because to be a Jew you have to be from the tribe of Judah. Or kingdom of Judah. But yeah. Tribe of Judah more specifically to be a Jew. Jew, the word Jew comes from Judah. And so, it's not y'all. It's not y'all. I don't even match description, the curses. I don't got the zeal. Hey, 1948ers, the biggest atheists. The biggest atheists, even out of the so-called white people. The 1948ers had the most atheists. Hold on. Hey, the founder. Hold on. Hold on. Had to deal with. Yeah, I had to deal with something real quick. But yeah, the 1948ers are at the head of all that. And it's the founder of the Church of Satanism was a 1948er. Anton LaVey, when you look into it, he was a 1948er. So 1948ers at the head of all of it. You know, a chief house of Satan, chief house of the adversary, Esau. Even especially over these other nations, Esau. Chief house of Esau. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, more Hamites. Hold on. Verse 8, Ashur is also joined with them. That's so-called northern Iraq. So-called northern Iraqis, you know, some of you Syrians. On those of you among the 1948ers, which are Amalek that do fit the curses and have the salt and the zeal, of course y'all would be Jakes, like Mac Miller considered himself a 1948er, but he was obviously one of our people. But yeah, hold on. Yeah, they have hope in the children of Lot. They're mentioned specifically Moabites and Ammonites, so-called East Asians. And there was actually this. I'm about to wrap it up soon, but there was actually this Moabite man who basically he pulled a Karen on these so-called black teens, these Judites. He accused them of pulling a gun on on his wife when there was none, and he was caught in a lie. He was caught lying about it. He tried to backtrack, and then he tried to backtrack, and the officer called him out. He's like, "Where's your wife?" Because the officer, it could have happened that the officer would believe the Moabite and shot those Jakes. And the Moabite would actually be responsible for their death because he said that they had a gun. But the cop looked at both sides of the matter and was able to basically deduce that he was was able to basically find out that the Moabite was lying. And in righteous society, that Moabite would, he would have to pay for that because that was a crime. You know what? That's a major offense of bearing false witness, and I believe it's also a crime according to the laws of this land. That if you call the cops for like bullshitting, just if you lie to the cops too, and if you call or lie accuse someone of some shit that they didn't do, I believe it's a law already, but it's like uh he should have gone to jail, man. I don't think it's as bad as it should be, but if Babylon, was righteous even a little bit, they would have locked him up instead. If Babylon even had basically a hint of righteousness, that would have happened, but of course not. But yeah, Moabites pulling that Karen shit, taking advantage of all this hype over anti-Asian hate. Showing you how much they hate you tribes, you know. Moab, the so-called Chinese won't be like Esau Edom. They're actually jealous. Esau Edom meaning they want to be with that devil, so they act like Esau Edom, the so-called white man. But yeah, shit. Even in China, you look at China, just like Babylon, but with more technology, like more of a technocracy type deal. They have social credit and all that. They're more into. They got more of the New World Order, basically. The shit that Babylon trying to do, they basically have it already. They have the concentration camps too, and all that. The Bible banned and all that. The internet censored and all that. They basically have the New World Order over there. If you look at it, really, really, the New World Order is already established there, but they're trying to establish it here. Basically, yeah, you know, basically they're the closest to it. They're trying to establish that here, Of course, the rest of the world. Yeah, China, that's looking at it. Look, it's that's the type of what they have over there. Over there, that's the type of shit they want to do here. Really, that is a testing ground for this new world order shit. Only thing that's stopping it here is really, well, the Most High Yahweh. He hasn't given the green light. Yahweh Shemi Al Shai gotta give the green light first. But yeah, 'cause if they made the move now, these Babylonians with guns, rise up. Actually, that's why. So they gotta take the. So that's why they're planning on taking the guns and shit from these Edomites, even some Jakes, and some other heathen nations. And yeah, Moab, the so-called Chinese. Hey, that country, they got that country China set up. They working with the Rothschilds and got that country China set up like the New World Order, man. Shit on lockdown over there. All right, so yeah, you heathens gonna pay for everything that y'all did, everything that y'all gonna do in the kingdom. You Edomites, you're definitely through. It's over for you. Going in slavery and then gonna be destroyed. These heathens, y'all going to slavery. Esau's going in a death row. Y'all are going into 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. Then y'all gonna be put back in your homeland. You're all through. Y'all ain't gonna rise up again. Even when y'all in your homeland, you're gonna be subject unto us. So I hope this slide was edifying, and I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. All right, hey, stay strong and keep your head up, and hey, hey, stay woke, like in the real meaning, like stay awake to this man's plans, not diet woke. Diet woke, them diet woke dudes out there, don't be like them. Be uh awake for real, man. Don't sleep, you know. What's that? No, hey, we are of the day, not of the night. It's an analogy. Don't like sleep on this devils. Don't sleep on basically this truth, man, including this everything about these devils that have been exposed. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Hey, don't bat an eye. Hey, don't blink. You might miss something. Keep basically, yeah. Stay occupied in prophecy. And hey, until next time, shalom. Stay strong. Esau, you're through. It's over for you. Jacob got next. And forever. Next and forever. No other heathen nation gonna rise up. Um, shalom. Stay strong and Yashra forever. Yeah.